Is AI officially taking over absolutely everything that we do with our lives? Artificial intelligence is getting pretty crazy. If you haven't heard about ChatGPT, I don't know where you've been, but it is now scripting out everything. But I will tell you that it will never write a script for me on Grow With Angie. You see what you get. But I did venture into the Gardyn 3.0 version, which is a totally AI-based system. It comes with cameras, it comes with an app, it has everything so you can have a green thumb. Let's start off by talking about the cameras and then we'll get into the app. Each one of these light bars has a little camera tucked in the back. There's one on the top on one side and one down below on the other side. These take pictures of your plants, and over time it is supposed to give you a time lapse. Now I've had this up for about a month and it has not figured out a time lapse for me yet, so I'm still waiting for that feature. But having these cameras, is that something that you need? Do we need it to tell us or send us a notification on our phone that we have sprouts or that there might be a problem with our leaves? Maybe if you're a beginner, this would be a great way to start, is having that assistance. But one thing with these cameras is that it says on the app that it is a live feed. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm gonna open my app and I'm gonna go to the live feed button. When I do this, it's gonna show us some pictures. Now you'll notice up in the corner of the pictures that it actually has a timestamp. I've been following the timestamp, and one of the reasons why this kind of came to my attention is one day I was sitting here going through the seedlings and realizing I had too many and it was time for me to thin them out. And when I went back and looked at my timestamp photo, it actually had a picture of my hand reaching up into the plant. But I was in the living room sitting on the couch playing with the app. I realized that the timestamp was every half hour. I couldn't find any details on any of the website about what type of camera they are, other than they have a really wide fish eye. And you can see from the photos that it kind of goes out to partially into my eye harvest and a little bit over on the other side. I get a little bit more of a wide angle from the top lens than I do from this bottom lens, which is not all the way down to the bottom. It's about midway on the system. For the sake of the video, I'm now going to shut the lights off. We can do that right with a push of the button and it will shut the lights off all on the app. There is no button to shut your lights off manually. This would be one of my, I don't know if it's a complaint, something that I and several other people that I've been following in Facebook groups would really like to have. There is a button down on the bottom, but that is a reset button, and when you push that, it's gonna mess up the connection, and we don't wanna touch that once it's already been connected to the Wi-Fi and to the app. Having to go to the app and shut the lights off instead of just walking over and manually shutting them off, it's okay, but I wish that option was there. But if I'm sitting on the couch at night watching a TV show or a movie and I want to kill the lights real quick, I can just pick up my phone because it's right there and I can shut the lights off. So now we've gone over the live view and the light. Let's look at the tank care. This is another button that will actually show you how much water is in your tank. Now, mine says right now 3 to 5 gallons, and it's telling me how many days before I need to refresh my tank. There is also little tips and tricks on your tank health, how to refresh it, how to add food. There's a lot of information on this tab. This is another thing that I wish I could look at manually. Now, there is no window, or what I like to say, a peekaboo window, which I get on my tabletop systems, but of course the iHarvest doesn't have that either. but it's a monster tank that I can lift the lid off. With this one, lifting the lid off is not giving me a good visual of how much water is in there unless I look at the app to actually see I have 3 out of 5 gallons in the tank. What would I love to add to that feature? That would probably be one of the little bobber sensors that a lot of the tabletops have that could be maybe inside the lid and would show me where my water level is without having to use the app. Let's move on to what they call the little hamburgers up in the left-hand corner of the screen. Now this has a lot of other features which you would think would be underneath of the water and the light button, but they're not. They're over in this corner under device controls. Now when you go to your device controls, you can click the light schedule and hit edit. Now I have it set to a schedule and I have all of my scheduled times right inside the app. I have it on from 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. A little trick with this is when you are scheduling your lights, there is a button down below that says to copy the schedule. So if you've changed one day, you can go ahead and copy that schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you don't have to keep re-entering it. I recommend 16 to 18 hours. The next one would be the water schedule, and you can click edit on this as well. You can go to the calendar up in the corner, and again, just like your light schedule, you can schedule your times on, how much you want it to run within a 24-hour period. And I have it running only twice a day because this system is so much different than the other units that I have. The roots just hang and they're going to sit and dry out. So we want that water to be covering the roots more frequently. You can see in this cup, there is a slot down there and it's full of water. So my roots are gonna go right into the water. That's why this doesn't need as much of a water cycle because the roots are just constantly hanging in water like you would see in a Kratky system or in a deep water culture system or your tabletop systems. We want that water to recycle a couple of times within a 24-hour period because if we've added nutrients, balanced our pH, which they don't tell you to do, if you're gonna be doing that, then it's gonna be recycling the water in those cups. Now let's go back to our hamburgers, and under our light schedule and our water schedule is something called Kelby Assist. Now I have Kelby Assist turned off. I don't want it, but this is something that you're going to have to decide if you want to use. Kelby Assist is part of the subscription model of this unit. If you want to pay a subscription fee for a year or every month, you can use Kelby Assist. Kelby Assist is going to send you a whole bunch of notifications. It's going to tell you if there's issues with your plants. It's going to basically tell you everything. Kelby is going to be the AI that runs your garden for you, and it's going to take your hands right out of the dirt or the water, so to speak. This is going to be your full AI assistance. There's also something called a vacation mode. So it's going to slow down the water. It's going to, I believe, because I have not used it yet, it's going to slow down your lights as well. So they may dim the lights. All of that slows down plant growth because it's not optimizing what the plant needs. So as you're gone on vacation for a week or two, everything's gonna slow down within the system. Where with all the other systems I have, I would need a plant babysitter. Now, one thing I think is very clever that they used with their terminology is your sow date. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. A sow date actually means the date that you sowed the seed into the ground. When you're getting the pods or the Y-cups sent to you from Gardyn, they come in the rock wool and they already have seeds in them. So there's not actually a sow date. We don't know the date they put the seed in the rock wool, which again, I'm gonna say, I hate rock wool. I still hate Rockwell. We will get into that into another video because I'm going to change the variation of this and we're gonna play around with that a little bit. What they have here for a sow date is what they call a start of water. So SOW, but start of water date. And this is the date that you're gonna plug this in, turn on the water, and it's gonna start your growing system. Mine was started on January 22nd, and we're at the end of February, so it's a little bit over a month, and you can see the growth up on top. Some of the other features underneath of that little hamburger are Gardyn basics, which are gonna be kind of an FAQ, which is nice to have. It's like a manual inside the app. And you're gonna have a shop button. Now, I love the shop button because this is where if you do have a membership for your Y cubes, your net cups, whatever you're choosing to call them, when you click on this, it will have everything that you need to purchase for seeds. If you're in the membership, you will have credits up on the top. As soon as you use those credits, it's gonna start another 30-day process until you can use credits again. You'll go through and just click on them. I did buy some strawberries, so we're gonna check out how strawberries work in these because I did not have success in the other systems, but I'm sure it was my failure. So we're gonna see how they do with that. And then when you go to check out, there's no shipping and handling. I also have other things like the microgreens. You can change your membership, accessories, but if you click on something like accessories, it's gonna actually take you to the website to purchase from the website. So the only thing that is available, and then I have to swipe off and go back to my Gardyn, the only thing that's available actually within the app to purchase are your Y cubes. Now every time you hit the back button, I don't love this and I wish they would fix it. Every time you hit the back button, it takes you to this main screen and I have to go to the little hamburger again. Underneath of the shop is your profile, which is going to be your name, your email address. Your settings are also going to be your private things, which is your Wi-Fi connections and the computer board name of your actual garden. There is a log out button. I never log out of the app. Now you'll notice up at the top, because I ordered strawberries, it has a little notification to let me know what to do with my strawberries when they come. And it says, congrats on getting my strawberries. And there's all this information, even including little YouTube videos from Gardyn on how to do that. Now I've left that one up there so I can reference it when it comes in. There's also a Kelby button up in the corner that you can click, and this again is notifications. So I could have other notifications under here specifically telling me that I need to add water or there's a bug problem, and that is all from those cameras. You can X that out if you want it to go away. I'm just gonna hit the back button, and again, I wanna keep that strawberry notification there so when they come, I am prepared for that at that time. The very bottom of this app, you're gonna see where you can share a personal code and you can get 2 free months of membership. I'm not gonna click on this because again, we all have our own individual codes. If you share this with friends and family, they're gonna get $125 off the purchase of a Gardyn, and then you're going to get 2 free months. That sounds like a great thing to do. I encourage you to share it with friends and family if they're looking to purchase one. But I know you're wondering, but Angie, you have a coupon code for $100 off. Well, I signed up to be an affiliate with Gardyn, which means when you use my coupon code, I actually make a small commission. But what that does is it helps me continue to purchase things on my own, test things, and not just the Gardyn. I'm using that for all of my YouTube. If you use my coupon code, it's like you're giving me a big YouTube hug. It's just a supportive way of saying thank you. Another thing I'd like to point out that is AI related because I was confused by it, these little colored dots right here on the cubes. You can see the dot colors are very different. Those dots are telling the cameras when they take the picture what plant this actually is. But as you can see in Angie fashion, I have covered them with my reflective covers because a huge disadvantage of rock wool is algae. As soon as I have a plant that I can attach that reflective cover to, I'm going to, because that's gonna slow down my algae. No matter your preference, if you want an AI to actually run your garden, it could be good to begin with, but I have to be honest, I'm not a techie person. I don't know all of the ins and outs of how the AI works, and I quite honestly don't care. I don't have any weird AI outside in my garden. I'm outside on my hands and knees digging through the weeds and figuring it out, just like all of the other indoor garden systems. So this might be perfect for you, and I'm happy that we have found something for my viewers that could possibly be the answer to problems. But I could also be the answer to your problems. If you like the content, and check out the playlist over here for any other indoor gardening tips. And I just turned the lights back on with the app, and I will see you guys over there.